That's a quick walk around video. This is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX petrol car. It's a manual version, finished in this lovely dark metallic grey. Car's in very good condition. Just covered 65,000 miles. Front bumper's very clean indeed. Bonnet, hardly a stone chip of any note on there at all. Really very nice on there. Bumper corner there, clean and tidy. Panel work, very clean in the panels, hardly a blemish on there. It's always going to be something which the camera doesn't pick up quite clearly, but alloy on there, generally very good. Just a tiny bit of curbing on the outside, which you'd expect on this age and mileage of car. And this is the optional 19-inch alloys fitted to this car, which look really good on it. But they are very good looking cars. So the alloys really do set it off. It's just tiny little things really do help. And coming around the back of the vehicle itself, again, all really tidy. And then just down the panel work there, again, really clean and crisp throughout the panels on the vehicle. I always encourage people to come and see the vehicles, obviously, because there will be the odd little mark which isn't always picked up on the camera. But as I say, try and pick up on as much as I possibly can. But overall, we're looking at a car in very nice condition, given kind of what we're looking at, just coming up to 10 years old, I suppose. Coming to the back, as you can see there, I mean, these are huge boots. All the original equipment there, centre shelf and parcel covers all there, all completely intact, but all in very nice condition as well. Let's come to the back of the car now. Again, huge amounts of legroom in these CR-Vs, absolutely massive, and the leatherwork is absolutely fantastic in here. So as I show you, there's a mount up there which looks like it would have been for a DVD player, which can sort of unbolt in 2 seconds. So I will leave it, but in case anyone wants to fit one. But so it is a 2-second job to get rid of it if needs be. Let's go into the front now. Again, all generally very good. Just the odd little. Sorry, just let the key out because it beeps away. You know, any wear is very minor indeed in here. Leatherwork, again, really clean and tidy. Obviously electric adjustment on the driver's seat there as well, but really is fantastic condition. If I look up above our head, obviously got this lovely big clear panoramic roof, adds a lot of natural light into these vehicles on these EX spec cars. So inside the car now, engine's running now, just to go around, but the interior, again, as I said, is very clean. Even little cubby holes inside have been kept really nicely, which is a good sign of ownership. Sat nav, you can see there, fully functional, and if I pop it into reverse, we get a nice clear parking camera as well, which is really lovely. Dual zone climate control system, all very high quality as well, and gear lever and its leather gaiter all in very nice order. Coming down into the centre area here, got loads of little cubby holes, heated seats, all working exactly as they should. The quality of the switchgear is really good on CR-Vs. And then just come into the dashboard just to show you 65,160 miles. There's no warning lights on. The only warning light they see is for low fuel. Sorry about that, got interrupted. But driver's steering wheel here, driver's steering, there's only one steering wheel quite clearly. Auto lights, auto wipers, but the steering wheel looks and feels pretty much like new in your hand. You can see there, this is fitted with the auto cruise control with radar, which I'll explain more of in the following road test video. But it is a fabulous looking car inside and in very good condition. Just quickly show you here, we've got the original owner's manual pack, and very importantly, the lock and wheel nut set is here and present with the car. So finally, just coming into the engine bay, all very nicely presented, and a rarity for a modern car. Lots and lots of room in there as well. Fabulous engines, very refined, very long lasting too. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX. This particular car is registered KO08MWM, and mileage at the start of the road test is 65,160 miles. The reason we do the road tests, as I said, all of them very simple. We just want customers to see the cars in operation. That way, if there's any issues relating to the car, we can feed them back to you. We've been on the receiving end ourselves of going to see cars and only to find out that there's a fundamental fault with the car which we should have been told about. So hence, that's why we do it. And I do tell you, if there's something you need to know, you get to know about it. So straight to the car, starting the engine, very smooth in operation, starts instantly. There's no strange whirrings, noises or otherwise from the engines. Not that you ever really get them on the CR-Vs, but it's worth noting. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car, just a low fuel light currently on at this moment in time, which I'll attend to. Engine then feeds through into clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car, smooth, silent in operation, bites exactly as it should, exactly the right point of the pedal travel as well. Gearbox on the vehicle, very much a classic Honda gearbox, brilliantly done. Very, very easy shifting, not horribly light and devoid of feel. It's actually got a really nice actuation to it, and that's, you know, a rare thing in a car this type, more akin to kind of a much sportier car, but it just engages absolutely fantastically well. It really does. And I can't detect anywhere in the gear change at all, in all honesty. So in terms of the powertrain of the vehicle, as I'd expect with such a low mileage, all in very, very fine order indeed. Steering of the car tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at all at this or any other speed, and I've driven it at much higher speeds. And it's quite an irritant when you get kind of wheel wobble on the car, but there's nothing on this one at all. But again, what I'm looking for really is kind of just signs of kind of wear in the steering of the vehicle, but again, I just can't feel anything at all. Suspension of the car, very well done on the CR-Vs. It's a comfortable ride, but it doesn't allow too much body roll, which is a real pain on the kind of cars of, you know, taller cars. This one goes to the corners with, you know, a minimum of fuss, very well damped, so you don't get a lot of roll and pitch to the corners, which means it's, you know, very comfortable for passengers. Again, which isn't always the case on sort of taller vehicles. But they also feel very solid on the road, very secure. You feel very confident driving them. There's no kind of feeling that the car's too big or unwieldy in any way, shape or form. Suspension, as I said, what I'm looking out for when I'm driving on these cars is just signs of sort of metallic noises underneath, which, if I'm brutally honest, when I first drove the car, there was a little noise underneath. Just a faint tap 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 noise coming, and it was just a tiny little anti-roll bar link with a rubber bush which had perished and was just chattering away slightly. So that has been done. It was actually done before I did the video, but, you know, I like people to know, but, you know, there's only pence to do, but it has been done. But other than that, it just feels tight and taut on the road. There's absolutely no issues at all. Brakes on the car, when I looked around the vehicle, very, very good. Looks like they've had sort of recent brakes. Certainly discs and pads on the front are very, very recent indeed. And the brake pedal itself, lovely solid brake pedal on the car. There's no vibrations or pulsing through the brake pedal at all. So again, it's just all in very, very fine order. On the interior of the car, again, all very nice, very clean. As I said in the walk around video, there's only, you know, tiny signs of wear and tear on the vehicle, which you'd expect given the age and mileage of the car. But what, you know, walk around videos and videos even like this can't really get over just how solid the car feels. There's no buzzers, squeaks, or rattles from the interior of the car. You know, the build quality on the Hondas is brilliant, but where it's brilliant is at this kind of age. Because they take their miles and age so well, far better than virtually any other manufacturer, and, you know, that's what I think is a test of true build quality, not initial build quality where things feel solid, but, you know, they don't necessarily sort of 5-10 years down the road. It's also a very nice place to sit and drive. Visibility is very good. Driving position's natural and straight. Before I run out of good road, this car is equipped with auto cruise control. So it's not a standard cruise control system. Unfortunately, I haven't got a car in front to show you how it works. But basically, it senses if there's a car in front, and it'll slow you down, speed you up accordingly at your preset speed. It's a really sought after option on this car. It's very, very effective. But coming back to the interior, obviously the sat nav working absolutely perfectly. Heated seats work wonderfully. Air conditioning pumps out absolutely ice cold air as well. But every actuation of every switch has a very high quality feel to it, which is what I love about Honda, really. It really is a very, very well manufactured vehicle. For those that don't know, obviously this is a four-wheel drive car, albeit Honda worked out really very quickly indeed that most people's driving would actually be this kind of thing, just driving on normal roads where, what's the point in having the four-wheel drive system whirring away when you don't actually need it? So what they do is there's a it senses as and when you need four-wheel drive, and will bring in the four-wheel drive as and when, and it's brilliant. I've used it before. I've towed caravans across some pretty muddy pitches, and the front wheels start to spin as you pull away, and then sorry, that doesn't hurt for people to stick their hand up in a little wave rather than a scowl, but there we go. Come back to four drive, yeah, as if it starts to spin the front wheels, the rear wheels automatically engage. You grip, you go, you do your thing, and then as soon as it doesn't need it, it turns itself off, and it's just incredibly effective. Also, by virtue of that, it means you're not you're putting extra mechanical wear on the car. You're also not chewing up tyres as quickly as permanent four-wheel drive systems tend to do, and it requires less fuel to run it in terms of kind of the frictional losses that other systems inflict on the car. So in essence, it's a very, very clever system that, as I said, and also because of its simplicity, it's very, very reliable. We've never touched one on a CRV. The point of the video was to pick up on any issues I could find with the car. I can't actually find anything at all in the drive of the vehicle to report back, other than to say it drives absolutely beautifully. And as I said, don't take that as a given. If there is something on a car, I do mention it. I always have done. If I've forgotten anything and you'd like to know, just give us a call and I'll happily answer any questions you might have about the car.